Hi everyone, and thank you for watching my channel. This video is going to show you how to set up C and C++ using Visual Studio Code on Chrome OS. I had created a previous video that shows you how to set up C and C++, but it wasn't using Visual Studio Code. I showed you how to set it up with NetBeans. At that time, I wasn't able to get C and C++ working on Chrome OS, but now I'm able to do this. So let me show you how. Okay, so to do this, you need Linux installed on your Chromebook, and you also need Visual Studio Code on your Chromebook. So go check out my videos that show you how to do that. I'll leave some links in the description. Okay, so once you have Visual Studio Code and Linux installed, you want to bring up a terminal, and then you want to type in the terminal sudo apt-get update, and then sudo apt-get upgrade. Hit yes, and wait for this to be done. Okay, now this is done. And just so you know, these instructions are for Chromebooks that have Intel x86 processors. I'm not sure if this will work with ARM-based Chromebooks, but if you want to know if you have one of those types of Chromebooks, my video on installing Visual Studio Code will show you how to identify what type of Chromebook you have. You can still try to attempt to set this up on an ARM-based Chromebook, but I'm not sure if it'll work or not. Anyway, let's continue. Now we want to install GCC in the debugger. To do that, type sudo apt-get install build-essential space gdb and hit enter. Hit yes when you're asked and wait for the install to finish. And the install is done. To test it out, you can type gcc --version, and here we get a response saying that we have GCC version 8.3.0 installed. Okay, we have that installed, and the next thing we want to do is install the C++ extensions for Visual Studio Code. Open up Visual Studio Code, and when it's open, you want to click on this icon right here. This is the extensions icon. And here we already see a C/C++ extension already being shown. This is what we want to install. But if you don't see this, you could just type C and then it will show up. And just remember, it's the one that's published by Microsoft. So click install on the button and wait for the install to finish. And it's done. Now we can start creating C and C++ code. I'm going to first create a quick hello world program in C++, and then I'll also do the same in C. So I'll close this out, and then I'll go to the Explorer icon that's here, and then I want to open a folder. I'll click the open folder icon, and I'll click home, and here I'll create a directory for my coding. So I'll click on this icon here to create a new folder. I'll name it coding. You can organize this the way you want, but this is how I'm going to do this for this video. And then I'll create a folder for C++. And here I'll create another folder for hello world. Create. Now hit OK. And the next thing to do is to create a file. I'll move my mouse to the hello world text that's here, and to create a new file, I'll click this new file icon. Then I'll name the file hello world.c. Make sure you use the same cases that I use. So make sure all lowercases are lowercase and all capitals are capitals. Oops, and I meant C++, so this will be CPP. And now I'm ready to type some code. So I'll write out a quick hello world program. And I'm done with a quick hello world program. I'll save it by hitting Ctrl S. And now we have to create a tasks.json file. This file tells Visual Studio Code how to compile the program. So to do this, you want to click on the terminal menu item, then click on configure default build task. And then I'll choose the C/C++ G++ build active file. And here we have the task.json file created. Now let's go back to the hello world program that we created. Click on its icon here. And I want to build the file we created. So click on terminal, then click run build task. Okay, everything's successful. There's no errors. So now we actually want to run the program we just built. So let's bring up a new terminal by clicking on this plus icon that's over here. We can see that we're in the same directory as our project. And if we list the contents of those directory, we see our hello world.cpp file, and we see a hello world file with no extension. This is the file that was created when we built the project, and it's what we want to run to see our results. And to run it, type /hello world. Remember, this is case sensitive, so make sure the capitals are capitals and the lowercase are lowercase. So hit enter. And it worked. We have the output here saying hello C++ world from Visual Studio Code in a Chromebook. Okay, so now let's create a C project. And the process is pretty much the exact same. Let's open up a new folder, click File, Open Folder, and I'll go to my coding directory, and then I'll create a C folder. And here I'll create another Hello World folder for my C project. And I'll click OK. And again, I'll create the code file by clicking on this new file icon that's here. I'll name the file hello world.c. And then I'll start typing out the code. Okay, I'm done with the code. I'll save it by hitting Control S. And like before with C++, we want to create a task.json file that shows Visual Studio Code how to compile the program. So I'll click on the terminal menu, then click on configure default build task. And for C, I'll use the C-C++ GCC build active file. And it's created. Now, let's go to our C file, and now we want to build it. So it creates an executable file. Click on Terminal, run build task, and it's successful, no errors. Now, let's run the program that was built. Click on the plus icon over here to bring up a terminal. Let's list the contents of the directory by typing ls, enter. And we have a hello world.c file, which is the file we just wrote, and a hello world file with no extension. We want to run this file. So type ./hello world, enter, and it works. Hello C world from Visual Studio Code in a Chromebook. And we're done. That's how you set up C and C++ on a Chromebook. I hope this video comes in really helpful for you. If it did, please give it a like. And if you want to see more content like this, subscribe to my channel. Thank you, and I'll speak to you next time.